I always thought the gun control arguments were incoherent from the same people who tell us that the cops are racist and they go around plucking off people, innocent people, because of their skin color. The cops are racist. The cops are terrible. That's why they should have all the guns. That never made a lot of sense. But now in the wake of the shooting in Texas, you're hearing many people say that the police response was incompetent, that the police response was cowardly. Again, I'm sure there will be an investigation to go through what actually happened there. But if that is the case, you're telling me that we can't rely on the cops to protect ourselves. So isn't that an even more robust defense of self-defense, of the Second Amendment, of our right to keep and bear arms in America? I'm just really glad that you stood up and you didn't let them bully you and you didn't cancel the speech, because I think it's a message that people really needed to hear.
Michael, the point you're making there also is an important one, which is if you look in the last couple of years, we've seen gun ownership going up. And one of the major causes of that was in 2020, the Antifa and Black Lives Matter riots all across the country, where you had Democratic politicians that refused to enforce the law, that ordered the police to stand down, that wouldn't protect people's homes, that wouldn't protect people's businesses, that wouldn't stop looters, that wouldn't stop firebombs from being thrown, that allowed lawless rioters to declare so-called autonomous zones, the
Right.
Chaz and the Chad, for weeks on end. When you have Democrat politicians who say, we won't let the police protect you, it's not surprising that people make the decision, well, heck, I'm going to protect myself. If there's going to be a mob in the street with violence as their objective, especially if the cops aren't there to protect me, that's when I definitely need to keep my family safe. And all the more irony that these same politicians who were singing the praises of violent rioters and people committing assaults and firebombings and even murders, these Democrat politicians, Kamala Harris raised money to bail these violent rioters out of jail, and now they're suddenly saying how morally righteous they are because they're opposed to crime. Well, right. You don't get to have it both ways. You don't get to celebrate violent criminals and then say, oh, by the way, you guys can't defend yourself when those violent criminals commit horrific acts that unfortunately their relentless anti-police rhetoric helped fuel and cause.